So when it comes to like wall pin scenarios, there's actually two kinds of responses that we want to talk about. We talked about low level responses and high level responses. A low level response is maybe you have one hand on my shoulder and you're pinning me to the wall and I'm just saying, get your hands off me. That's less low level because I didn't actually do anything to hit you. I'm just telling you that you can't touch me. High level is me like actually hitting or attacking, and the only reason why I would do that is if this threat warranted it. If you're like choking me, for example, it requires a high level response. For most other things, I don't necessarily need to do that. So let's look at 2 or 3 options depending on what they're doing. If it's one hand pinning you, it's not necessarily threatening per se, because it's not like they're using 2 hands and trying to hold you there. This is more of a power move. And so I can, just like before, using the cross hand, just push it off and say, get off or don't touch me. So that's the first technique. If it's 2 hands on me like this is a little different. 1, because it's a little bit harder to get leverage, but 2, because this implies that they're trying to hold me here. So we're gonna dip into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a second and do an underhook. An underhook is where I take my hand and reach underneath the cross like this. And I can use both hands to do this. And just pull the elbow like this and try to bend it down. And I'm not trying to like muscle the arm in any direction. I'm just trying to pull it this. And if I can go like this, 1, 2, then I can pull myself off of the wall in that way by getting their balance in one direction. So as I push, I get both hands and underhook and pull to the side. That's low level responses. If I felt like this was threatening, people oftentimes forget that I can just do this, that I can do an open hand palm strike to the nose or to the jaw, and that's really effective for creating space and time. You just right in the face. And that's what you'd call a high level response. There's other kinds of more complicated things that you can do. The easiest thing we could do is not worry about like fancy snakes or anything like that. Instead, just push off from the side. Yeah. If it's harder so that doesn't work, I feel like we're in the territory of high level response. So if they're pushing so hard and their arms are so big that like I can't get them off me from the side, at that point I would say this isn't low level response territory. It's high level response territory. And so we should be prepared to try to just say, get off me. That doesn't work. I kind of need to do this at that point. For all these situations, you don't have to choke me if you don't want to, but you can. Boom, I'm gonna go straight into that because this isn't okay. One of the things about choking and headlocks is that time is not on your side. So that's instant high level response territory. Like, you're holding with one hand, this is simple. We don't have to think about that, it's not rocket science. You have 2 hands on me, and I'm saying, hey, 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 and I'm getting off to the side, I'm pushing you right, I'm going left, or I'm pushing you left, I'm going right. That's simple. We need to keep it simple. They're too strong, they're pinning us. What can I do? Don't forget that right down the middle is the thing. Don't try to punch, because if you haven't trained in punches and you're hitting someone in the head, you hurt your hand. Just an open hand palm, you can get them up like that, even better. Flick the chin backwards. And at that point, get away from the situation. Make space, make time, run off. Ready?
Okay. Get off of me!
Good.